On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And we're here to talk to you all about death.
All about death, which you narrowly avoided. Okay?
Me?
Oh, honey, you were hit with a tornado.
Almost. No, it's so dramatic. Everyone who lives somewhere real is rolling their eyes right now. We did have a tornado warning this past weekend. So much to catch up on, you guys. Okay, so the champ's sister was in town this past weekend, and like the day she got here was Friday, and we had a tornado warning. And I was talking, I feel like last week or the week before about, you know, we got all our preparedness stuff. It truly was the wildest storm I've ever experienced. And I've been places where there's weather before. Like I've been in Florida during tropical storms. So I've seen weather before.
When we were in Austin for one of our live shows, I think it was like the first time we were in Austin, I remember being in the hotel and like the window shaking. Like it was like a crazy storm.
We've gotten weather before. But
living in it is a whole different story.
I had never seen thunder and lightning like that in my life. It was so pretty. We all just sat on our porch and just watched it. And it gave me the chills because it was like striking right in front of our house. And so like the house would shake, car alarms were going. I was wild, but I was living for it.
You live for that, not me.
I love it. And then I made everyone watch Twister.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so we all watched Twister, which if you guys haven't seen Twister in a long time, fucking watch it. It's so good. We also watched Drop Dead Fred.
Oh, okay.
Remember that movie?
Yes, I do.
That was another throwback. And we were talking in it like about the movie and like the actors and whatnot. Everyone just looks like real people. In that era of film, pretty much anything prior to the 2000s.
Cisco and I have talked about that, where it's like, we watched Heretic, Heretic. I felt like one of the main characters, I'm like, damn, she's beautiful, but she looks like she's had a lot of work done. It is weird. You can tell, like, people back then, of course, still had work done, but it's just not the same. Like, I feel like you're going to be able to look back on history and see a person's face and see the era that they were from.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's like the really strange thing. Yeah, because everyone started getting veneers and they started getting fillers and all of it. And I gotta say, you and we're no stranger to a needle.
What do you mean? I need it. God, I need it. I'm looking old.
But the more you, like when you scroll Instagram and TikTok now, it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
I know.
People's faces.
I know. Everybody kind of looks the same. I did see a TikTok the other day that was like embracing my more like natural. And like, obviously, whatever makes somebody happy, fucking do it. And we love and live for a glamazon. But I will say when people kind of go a little more natural, it's like, oh, you look really good.
It's that swing effect where that's the different thing now. Is looking natural, like embracing your natural. But then sometimes too, I don't know if it's like rage bait or what, but someone will be clearly pushing 70 and they'll post a video and be like, where's my 88 girls at? And it's like, girl, you're not fucking born then. And if you were,
honey,
girl, we know a doctor.
We know a doctor. God really did break the mold with you, and not in a good way.
Girl, he broke it, tried to glue it back together.
Damn. I know. It
freaks me out.
It does freak me out.
But I'd rather have people look like themselves than look like, and it's in real life too. You and I have both, spent a lot of time in LA, and we know people who literally have that look in real life. And it also doesn't translate. And you've worked with a lot of celebrities before, and you see that too, where it's like you meet someone in person and you're like, you don't, like, I can see how you photograph well, but you don't look human in person. Like, it doesn't translate.
Or it's like refreshing in person. You're like, oh yeah, your skin is not great in person.
You know who I think is one of the most beautiful people, and I'm sure we've said this before, is Kerry Washington. We've both seen her in person, and she's
I was in
beautiful.
A room with her up close and personal, and she is just, if not more pretty in person. Like, she is so, actually, it was I did this, like, when I did makeup, it was like some gifting thing. And it was her, it was the lady that plays the first lady.
The Scandal. That was like Scandal.
It was
era.
like the whole Scandal crew. And they were just so beautiful, all of them.
But she's just like a knockout. She's one of like those people, because I saw her it was an Oscars party. It was like the night before the Oscars. They do these gifting suites, and I was working one year. That's a room full of beautiful people, and she like stood out. I just think she's one of the most beautiful people. Okay, but wait, going back to weather for a second. On Monday, we had our first snow flurry.
Oh my gosh! That's so exciting.
I felt like a little kid. It was me, the champ, and his sister, and we were sitting in the living room, we were in the kitchen, and we were talking, and then the champ yells out, he's like, it's snowing, and so we all ran outside, and it was so exciting, because it wasn't like gross weather either. It was just like the sun was out, but it was chilly.
Yeah.
It was so exciting.
Around this time, too, this like the holiday season, gearing up for Christmas, that feels so magical. That really does. Speaking of gearing up for Christmas, I made Cisco hang Christmas lights yesterday. Well, it was a team effort. It was both of us. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go a little funky this Christmas. I'm going to do a bunch of colored lights. I'm just going to really have fun with it. And I know you get this, but I was like, once they went up, I was like, fuck, I fucking hate them. And so at like 10 o'clock last night, I was like, they're coming fucking down. They're coming down.
Oh, I was actually on the phone with you. I heard you tell him, like, hey, do you know where the other lights are? And he's like, God.
But, 10 o'clock last night. But it's supposed to rain here all weekend. And I read on the LA Times that maybe even a tornado. So
gotta get your crank radio.
I know. God.
Wait, I remember like you had like been bugging Cisco to take them down a couple years ago.
Yes.
The Christmas lights, and then you ended up going and taking them down yourself, and you were like on the ladder, and your neighbor came over, and he's like, your husband's supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
You were like, Cisco, get out there.
Yes. It was Al across the street. He always looked out for us. And I like brought out the ladder, and Al was like older, probably like 80 something. And he was always looking out his window. You know, he was always scoping the neighborhood. And I carried out the ladder because I was like, fine, fuck you. I'm doing it myself. It's never going to get done. And I'm like about to climb up it. And he came over. He's like, I cannot let you get on that ladder. Like, I cannot and thank God, because I probably would have done something tragic.
Fallen off that ladder.
Yeah.
Well, we always joke, like anytime I see one of those videos where it's like a wife being like, I'll just do it myself. And they're like hammering 15 holes to hang one thing or whatever, because you are the queen of that.
I you know what? I didn't do it in this house. This house, I was like, no, everything has a slider,
a rhyme or reason,
a slider on every piece of furniture.
Yeah. We were out like all weekend. We went to this orchard. It's like an apple orchard, and it was too late for apple picking, but they had apple cider, like warm apple cider and apple cider donuts and stuff. Ugh. And that made me so happy because I feel like I just didn't anticipate the amount of, like, we've gone to the East Coast a few times, or like I've gone out there during the fall the past couple years. That's like the stuff I go out there for. I'm like, I want to see the leaves change and I want to fucking drink apple cider and do all that. So it's been really fun to do it here. But it was...
I told you, like, where you live, it feels like the East Coast.
Yeah, the specific area we're in, yeah, it's definitely giving more that vibe than what I thought Nashville would offer.
Right.
I didn't know what to expect, I guess, because anytime we had been here or I'd been here, like, it was always staying in, like, the downtown.
We're on Broadway.
We are in Printer's
Alley, yeah.
Was there on Saturday with the Champ sister. She's a good time girl, and she wanted to go out, and we're like, so we literally, that was the first time I'd actually gone inside any of the bars on Broadway. We went to a bar in Printer's Alley.
Yeah.
And you fell in love with that devil girl?
I fell in love with her. She's a burlesque dancer. God, I still think about her.
We should put a picture of her up here.
Yeah, if I can find one.
But we went out on Broadway, and it was a Saturday night. We braved it, and we went, and it was just chaos down there. And it's probably where I got this sickness that I have right now, because I woke up on Tuesday.
Wait, and we need to talk about that for a second. You had to take the Champ to the airport at 4:30 a.m. your time, and you had texted me jokingly, like, stay up so we can talk, you know?
Oh yeah, I said don't go to sleep tonight because I'm gonna wake up at 4 to take the Champ to the airport, and I'll call you after. You'll still be awake.
And you did.
I did, and you were. You answered the phone. You're like, hello.
No, I answered laughing, and you were laughing, and we laughed for like a couple minutes just straight. Like, are you kidding me? I was like, you're already in tomorrow.
I'm like, you're in yesterday. You're still yesterday, girl.
So weird.
I was fucking exhausted after that. I was like hyped, I think, like energy wise, like because I woke up early, and then I went to work out. And by the time I got back from my workout, I was like hit. I was like, I am fully sick right now.
Yeah.
And have been not feeling a hundo.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you that.
It's just that time of year.
It's okay. I'm just a man with a cold.
God. Oh, I got my tarot cards read this weekend.
Yeah, tell us about your weekend.
Friday, Cisco had something, and so I went to that. Saturday, I had a baby shower to go to. Got my tarot cards read. It was all about work. It was all about
Career
work.
girl.
It was. Like, everything she pulled was all work and all good.
What'd she say? Are good things going to
later.
happen for us?
Yes. Yeah. No, everything was good. Everything was really good. But that night, so we have a guava tree. It like produces so much fruit. And so Cisco has like trauma from childhood with guava. He like cannot. He cannot.
What happened to him?
His mom would always buy it. He just said it smells like armpit. He's like, I hate the smell. It's so bad. Mm-hmm.
I love guava.
I had never had it before, and the specific guava that grows on our tree is not the pink guava, which I think smells more potent. This guava is like it's like yellow guava or white guava.
Okay.
It doesn't smell as crazy. I understand where that armpity smell kind of comes from, but I like it. But so I made guava jam, and I was like letting it cool, putting it away, and then I broke something right by it. And I was like, okay, so this whole thing has fucking glass in it.
Oh, fuck.
And I still made a piece of toast with it. But then I tossed it because I was making stuff for other people, and I had to fucking do it all over again.
You're like, I do have glass for teeth now. And
Mm-hmm.
I would just I'd pick the glass out. Well, I guess I can't say I love guava. I love guava flavored things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lie. I don't think I've ever had fresh guava. We have fresh papaya every morning in our green juice that he makes.
I've never had papaya.
I have.
Okay, wait. Did I tell you that my therapist thought I was drinking in the appointment?
No. Julie.
I know. I know. So I've been seeing my therapist on Zoom lately because it's just easier for me. I was actually sitting in bed because Cisco hijacked my office because he had a meeting. So I was sitting in bed on Zoom with my therapist. And I drink these Alanis, just like energy drinks.
Uh-huh.
And so she was telling me about grounding. She's like, okay, so 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can taste. And I was sipping. I was like, uh-huh. And she's like, so you can taste that seltzer that you're drinking. I'm like, I'm not drinking a seltzer. I'm drinking an energy drink. How wild would it be if I was just sipping on a White Claw?
Girl, talk to 2020 Maddie.
Oh, I would have loved it.
She would have been drinking in therapy, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my therapist.
You do?
Alex, if you're out there, if you're listening, I miss you so much. I do. I miss her. She was awesome.
Yeah. Well,
and I think of her from time to time.
If you ever move back, I'm sure you can see her.
I know.
Oh, God. Wait, I have such a sweet email, Spence. It made me tear up when I saw it.
Tell me.
And it's thanks to you, actually.
Finally, a little recognition.
It says, "Look what you made me do. You stupid fucking bitch." I'm just kidding.
I would love if someone just ripped me a new one.
Wait, can everybody just roast us? On Reddit, there's a
No.
roast. Yeah.
No, don't do it. People have roasted us on Reddit before. I don't want more of it. Actually, any press is good press.
Any press is good
all
press.
you want.
I know.
Oh, like that ugly girl that wrote us that review the other day and I found her.
Everyone who writes a bad review is ugly. Sorry.
Never been pretty. Never been pretty.
Never been pretty inside or out. Okay, look what you made me do. Dear Spencer, Madison, partners, and pups. I discovered your podcast earlier this year and have been binging it ever since.
Oh.
You guys remind me so much of me and my work bestie. It really feels like I'm hanging out with friends when I listen. I apologize in advance if this is a little long, but I really need to tell you this story. I'll try to make it as quick as I can, though. In May of 2022, my husband's sister died of breast cancer after 2 years of fighting her hardest. It was devastating. 2 weeks later, my mom was diagnosed with a rare and terminal cancer called primary peritoneal cancer.
God.
It's in the peritoneum, which is the stomach lining.
So sad.
I know. September 6, 2024 was my 46th birthday. And as I did most evenings, I called my mom and we chatted on the drive home. We talked for at least a half hour. About what? I couldn't say for sure. Everything, nothing, and anything else that came up. I had no idea it would be the last time I would ever talk to her on the phone. 4 days later, she wouldn't know my name, and on October 3rd, 2024, she went to be with my dad and Jesus. Fast forward to August 2025. My birthday was approaching and I was dreading it. It was going to be the first birthday of my entire life without my mom. So one morning, as I'm getting ready for work and listening to Obituary, Spencer's coffin spinner started and he began to talk about wind phones. I was sobbing in my bathroom trying to put on mascara. Not an easy task to do. I immediately began to Google wind phone and found Amy's website, the one Spencer had spoke about. I was very excited to learn that there were several wind phone locations in Michigan. We already had plans to go away with friends the weekend of my birthday, and I was thrilled to see there was one only 40 minutes from our Airbnb. I was suddenly excited for my birthday.
Oh.
This makes me cry. So on September 6th, 2025, my husband and I went to visit the wind phone in Kent City, Michigan. It was the most cathartic and beautiful experience. I cried my eyes out. But I talked.
My God.
I know. But I talked to my mom. I told her about the kids and work and life and everything. I told her that I missed her and that I hope I make her proud. I cried, I laughed, I talked to the wind, and it was incredible.
Oh my God.
I know.
You got me.
I know.
You got me. I love that so much. Love a wind phone.
The wind phone is incredible. Just on a psychological level too. It's like, wow, it's so healing.
I think it's, sorry, I know you just said you've been doing Zoom therapy, so not to shit on that at all, because I've done that before too. But I think of wind phones kind of like how I think about therapy, and I like physically having somewhere to go and dump. Like for me,
True.
I did telehealth therapy for a long time, and it eventually wasn't. I was like, I need to get out of the house. I like going somewhere, saying everything, getting it out there, and then physically leaving. Like for me, that's really helpful.
Totally.
And I feel like the wind phone is a similar concept where it's like, yeah, you can talk out loud to your loved ones at any time, but I think actually going somewhere and having this like physical aspect to it, like this tie-in to it, makes it really special. Oh my God, just thinking, because I've done that, like talked out loud about like life or, you know, things like that. I'm extra emotional. It was my sweet dad texted this morning to like our family group chat with me and my siblings, like, happy 25th anniversary, sweet Laurel. Like, I miss you every day. And this morning, that was like the first thing I saw. So I woke up emotional today, just like, oh my God. He's just like, I don't know. I just love, he's
the best.
He's the best. And he also though sends a picture, some throwback picture every day. It'll be like the most heinous picture of me and my siblings. And I'll be like, who are these people? It's just like, damn. Getting clocked before noon by my father again.
God.
Oh, God.
It's so
damn.
sweet. I know.
Okay, well, let's fucking get into some assholes because we need to
put a pep in our step. I know.
Yeah, change the tone. Okay, this first one's really interesting, and I want to hear your first impression of it. It says, am I the asshole for telling my mom that she's being unreasonable? It says, my 31 male uncle, 73, passed away, leaving everything to his roommate, 71 male. My mom, 60, is still very upset about this. She has been for a month now, saying there must have been some sort of undue influence. I told her they lived together for 45 years. There's nothing weird about the will because of that. He can leave his money and stuff to whoever he wants. But then my mom said she'll contest it. She kept asking me to talk to my friend who's a lawyer to see if he knows anyone who specializes in this field. So I told her she's being unreasonable, and she got very angry at me. My dad said I shouldn't judge her when she's still struggling with the loss of her brother. So am I the asshole for telling my mom that she's being unreasonable?
No, I don't think so. I think sometimes it's important to hold the people around you accountable if they're acting erratically.
Honey, the uncle's gay.
Oh, wait
There's
a
no
second.
way. They've been roommates for 45 years.
Oh my God, why didn't I clock that?
I didn't initially clock it at like the, well, when I first read it, I like kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit, and I was just like reading through it. It's pretty short. And then the second I like scrolled down to see what people were saying, everyone's like, he's gay. Like, your uncle is gay.
That?
And then
then fuck the mom.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's, well, the thing is, they don't know if the mom knew. So like they were saying that in the comments, and then the OP, which is what they call like the original poster, was commenting under it and was like, listen, I suspect my uncle was gay, but like I didn't want to guess because that one time I guessed wrong for somebody else. And so I've always just been like, whatever. But if he was, great. Okay. But yeah, I'm like,
Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, we got a Bert and Ernie situation here.
Yeah. You know what? I take back what I said. Well, actually, I don't take back what I said. But I think the mom is being unreasonable.
Yeah, I think she just really hasn't put two and two together.
That's true. Give her the benefit of the doubt. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time we heard it, we didn't realize it either. So
it's true. That's true.
Very true.
And we're pretty much perfect. So if we didn't get it, you know. Okay, this next one says, am I the asshole for calling my sister an attention whore because she's making my grandma's death all about her?
Ooh, okay, let's hear it.
Love ones like these. It says, my grandma died a little over a week ago, and my sister, 19, was supposed to stay the night with her in the hospital. We were all there until around 9:30, and she was fine. She was sitting up and talking. At 2:30, some cop was knocking on our door telling us that she was dead and to take us to the hospital. She had a heart attack.
Oh.
In my culture, when someone dies, you open their house to anybody so they can pay their respects. Like my mom and aunt, seriously, they posted their address on social media with dates and times. I just have to say that my sister is the perfect one, and that role is very important to her. She has a tiny body, great skin, piercing blue eyes, and springy blonde curls. She sounds beautiful
like
to me.
Sounds just like me. Wow.
Damn. Okay. Check. Yep. Definitely the perfect sister. She's also a preschool teacher. In my state, you can get a certificate after a year of college and a certain number of hours in the classroom, and works with kids outside of the classroom. So now she teaches all of the little cousins and has people coming to her for advice and really makes a spectacle of her being great with kids.
Well, she sounds like an angel.
So anyway, we had the open house thing, and people she didn't even know kept coming to her and telling her that she was our grandma's favorite and how proud our grandma was of her. And then somebody asked how she was doing after seeing her die, and my sister goes on and on about how it was the scariest thing in her life, and how when she knew grandma was going to die, she tried calling us, but we all slept through it. And how after grandma died, she had gone to call one of her preschool parents to wake us up and take us to the hospital because she didn't know how else to reach us. I swear she told that story at least 20 times between the 2 nights. When she wasn't telling that story, she was showing off all of her jewelry that my grandma apparently gave her before her death and insisted they were fakes from Amazon, or talking about her other job, working with kids, giving advice on which public library is the best for toddlers, and showing pictures of the vacation her boss took her on. It was all about her. After the second night, I told her she doesn't have to be an attention whore. We get it. She's perfect, and she was grandma's favorite person in the world, and she does like the best job for women in our culture and knows everything about little kids, but grandma's death isn't about her. I got in trouble because she's traumatized, and she and grandma had a special relationship. Now my sister is pissed with me, and my parents are trying to pretend like nothing happened, but they still want me to apologize. So am I the asshole for calling her an attention whore?
No. And you know what? Here's the thing. I love how this girl sounds because she just sounds crazy. But in all seriousness, I feel like you and I'd be able to clock it right away too. Like, okay, here she goes, making everything about her. So no, I don't
think she's the asshole.
No, I know. I don't think the person.
Or no, I do think she is the asshole.
Oh, okay.
I think she sounds. I think, and this is just my opinion.
You think she sounds jealous?
She sounds insane. And she sounds jealous. She sounds like the insane one. Telling a story repeatedly after someone dies is a trauma response. One, like telling all the details, going through all of that. She probably was traumatized. She was the grandmother's favorite. Okay. We'll say that because there was no disagreeing from the OP about that. This person though, she's talking about, she's the perfect one and she has the perfect hair, the beautiful blue eyes, and
sounds
blah
a
blah
little
blah.
Jealous.
It's giving jealous.
Okay.
And that's what I think. So I'm gonna say calling her an attention whore feels harsh. Okay. And I think you're an asshole for doing that.
All right. You're always gonna stick up for the pretty, perfect girls.
If there's one thing about me,
just call you grandma.
I will die defending the beautiful. No, but I feel like I just pick up on that energy. I don't know. Something about the way it's written is, it's one thing if she's coming for the facts, right? If she's like, oh my God, and she was telling the story over and over again. She was telling everyone how she's so great with kids and all that. Okay, I understand that could be making it about herself, but you brought her looks into it and all of that. And that immediately it just strikes like a jealous.
That's true. That is true.
Because the sister wasn't going around saying, and I'm beautiful.
Are you kidding me?
I can't believe this would happen to me. I'm also beautiful. It's like it had nothing to do with her looks. This sister brought that into it. And that's
You're the
where
one saying she has a perfect body, piercing blue eyes.
She was voted an asshole. So.
Okay.
It seems that.
I'm just not clocking it today.
The public agrees.
Okay.
It's okay, girl. We'll get you a new clock.
Yeah, I need my clock fixed, girl.
Turn that clock back.
Yeah, put that old lady in the grandfather clock.
Nothing's been right since the clock's turned back. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you that much too. Nothing.
Daylight saving time? Nothing. Well, actually, I'm also dead because last week we had been on the phone. You were like, bitch, I stayed up way too late last night. I stayed up until 3:30 in the morning. This can't happen. Like, I am going on a new track. Like, things are going to change around here.
Things are changing.
And then literally like a night later, you're like, bitch, I did not go to bed last night.
No. Cut to 3:30 a.m.
On the phone.
I'm laughing in bed in the dark.
Just menaces.
Whatever. We're trying. We're doing the best we can.
We are. Well, I am up first this week. Mitch, can you get in here?
Excuse me.
Mitch, can you come in here?
Mitch McConnell.
Mitch McConnell means that you have a side bitch this week.
You know what? Speaking of politics, I actually do.
Okay.
And it's kind of political. But TMZ reported on this. It's kind of a death notice. Penny dead at 32. No, at 232.
Penny.
Okay.
The penny.
The physical penny, it says. And they have a whole gallery on this on TMZ of remembering Penny, rest in peace. And it's a whole penny gallery. So sad. It took 232 years, but the penny is dead. The last ever penny was minted Wednesday in Philadelphia. President Trump started the penny's doomsday clock back in February when he ordered Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent to stop producing new pennies. The clock ran out today when the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced the final pennies to go into circulation. The 1-cent coins had been minted there since 1793, the year after Congress passed the Coinage Act. Pennies are still considered legal tender, but no new pennies will be made, and it's mainly a financial decision. A single penny costs about 3 cents to produce. That's crazy. I did not know that. U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach hit the button to strike the final penny Wednesday, declaring, "God bless America, and we're going to save the taxpayers $56 million." Discontinuing coins is a rarity, Beach says. It hasn't happened since way back in 1857 when the half cent was done away with. I didn't know there was a half cent.
Me either.
Ever. I wonder what that looked like. Abraham Lincoln's been the face of the penny since 1909, but when the penny was born, Lady Liberty graced one side of the coin. The penny is finished, but it's not really going away, at least not yet. Estimates say there are about 250 billion pennies still in circulation. With the penny going the way of the dodo bird, all eyes are now on the nickel. The 5-cent coin costs about 10 cents to produce.
Girl, they fucked up. Why are they making it more expensive to make the coin than it is for the coin's worth?
I don't know. I know.
Just use paper like other countries.
Oh, they don't. Other countries don't use coins?
Some do, but some also have like...
We're all going digital. It's all going to go away.
Yeah. I love cash though. I was telling you.
I know.
I love to have just a little bundle of cash.
I know.
I like to look at it. Well, because you randomly need cash sometimes. Mm-hmm. And you never know when it's going to strike. Like if you're going out to eat and there's valet, what if you need cash? What if you need to have it there?
I'm going to take my wad of cash out and spend it so that I don't get robbed.
Me too. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And while we go do that, we're going to put you guys on a quick break, a quick little timeout, because I don't know if we like your attitude right now.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are just doing it.
You're fucking doing it, and you know what you're doing.
You know what you're doing. You better hope that we don't do you like the penny.
Yeah, and do away with you. Actually, what do you do if you buy something that's $19.99 and you pay with a 20?
I know. It's either you round up or you round down.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's a whole new world we're about to live in.
Whole new world. I know. Wild.
Girl, they'll do anything but feed those kids.
They'll do anything but have free school lunches for kids in need. But, that's fine.
Woo!
Damn.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin, baby?
Oh, baby. All right, girly Geoffs, I am so excited for my coffin spinner this week because I'm taking us back to the Prohibition era.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
That would have been sad for me. That would have been having to hide it.
Couldn't have those seltzers while you're doing virtual therapy.
I know.
Okay, I feel like we've maybe touched on the topic a little bit of the Prohibition era before, but I actually went down a whole rabbit hole learning about it and realized I knew nothing about it other than like the obvious, like, okay, alcohol was outlawed, but...
And the decoy hearse. Hello.
Hello, yes. Well, I'll come to that in my coffin spinner. We'll touch on it. But the Prohibition era, if you don't know, was a nationwide ban on the production, importation, transportation, and sale of alcoholic beverages in the United States, which lasted from 1920 to 1933. It was enacted by the 18th Amendment, driven by the temperance movement, but proved largely ineffective and unpopular, leading to a rise in organized crime and the eventual repeal of the law by the 21st Amendment. I honestly didn't know a ton about the cause, like why did this actually happen? And the answer might seem obvious, but there's actually quite a backstory, like 100 years before Prohibition even went into effect. So back in the 1820s and the 1830s, there was this huge influx of religious revivalism in the United States. And due to this, certain states started incorporating and failing, to be honest, at putting strict requirements on alcohol because of like all the newfound religion. They're like, you can't do it. It's of the devil, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, it was a lot of women's groups actually that were spearheading campaigns in the late 1800s because they were like, alcohol ruins marriages, it ruins families. And well, I mean, it does.
I was going to say, I'm like, they're probably like fed up wives. Like,
yeah. Well, and who knows? I mean, that liquor was different back then.
That's true. That
they
shit
were
was
on that
hard.
moonshine. They're like,
that moonshine. They was putting fucking hair on everybody's chest.
Yeah, man. But it's also too encompassing to be like, hey, okay, so we can't have any of it, right?
Right.
So in 1906, there was a resurgence to the anti-alcohol movement. Something called the Anti-Saloon League was established, which is exactly what it sounds like. It was an effort to close down saloons. And this was also during the Industrial Revolution. So I guess a lot of the factory owners really supported the ban on alcohol, and like they fully supported the prohibition movement because they thought that by banning alcohol, their employees would not only work harder, but they'd be more efficient at their jobs.
Okay.
But I'm like, everyone was working in those fucking factory. They're like, this 8-year-old, we're going to give him a cigarette, but by God, don't let those little hands around a martini glass or they're not going to be able to finish their shift at the bomb factory.
That's
like,
true. That is
like
true.
Everyone. But anyway, if we fast forward to 1917, there was something called the Volstead Act that was first toyed around with. And this was after President Woodrow Wilson had placed a temporary ban on alcohol because he wanted to preserve grain for producing food instead of liquor. But by the time 1919 rolled around 2 years later, the Volstead Act was officially enacted. And this was also known as the National Prohibition Act. It did not go over well. I mean, this was like the onset of the Roaring 20s, babies. The people wanted a stiff drink. They deserved one. Yeah. There was a lot of cause for celebration during this era with all of the new money coming in. And they wanted to pop the champagne to celebrate. But the government, the big gov, was like, no way, no how. And did this stop people? Absolutely not.
No, why would it?
It only made crime go on the rise.
Okay.
Especially in the organized crime world, which give it up for them because they really were so organized. The more I learn about them, I'm like, they have a method to the madness.
Yeah,
and
creative too. God.
Oh my God, so creative. And especially so when it comes to the world of bootlegging. And most notorious bootlegger in the world was Chicago mob boss Al Capone, who was raking in reportedly $60 million a year from his bootleg operations.
Good for him. God.
Talk about a rags to riches. Talk about
making
organized.
vodka lemonade out of lemons.
Exactly.
Okay.
This time was very strange, though. There was still very much like a class separation here, like the wealth disparity, where middle class and wealthy consumers got by just fine because they were able to buy the liquor from the bootleggers. But the bootlegged liquor was much pricier than a lot of people could afford at the time. So the poor folk are just unable to get their hands on a bottle, which is a bummer for them, right?
Yeah.
And so people got really creative during the Prohibition era. And Madison, as you mentioned, during your decoy hearse segment, I mean, they would sometimes hide bottles in coffins or inside of hearses or both in order to try and conceal their contraband. And that's really what led me to today's topic, because initially I was going to focus solely on gravestones in relation to the Prohibition era. But my research took me around a few different areas that we'll be visiting. But this was mostly prompted by a topic. We had our friend Rosie Grant on the podcast, and she had mentioned these gravestones that were used during the Prohibition era to hide liquor, which we both thought was just so cool.
So cool.
And I started researching the topic last week and learned about some really cool ones, but basically, there's not a ton of them that I could find, but basically some cemeteries had these gravestones or headstones that were actually made of zinc. And this goes way back before the Prohibition era, because zinc was seen as a cheaper option to a stone gravestone. But they fell out of popularity because people thought they didn't look as nice. And I feel like I agree. I don't think they look super nice. But people were also concerned that they wouldn't hold up over time. And the ones that I've seen still look great. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would actually use these zinc headstones to hide contraband, especially during the Prohibition era. They would have these hollowed out zinc gravestones that would contain hidden compartments inside of them for bootleggers, where they would like place a bottle inside, and then the customer would come, take the bottle, and leave a little cash deposit.
I love it.
There's something so cool about it to me.
Yeah, I love that.
But there's also a much darker side to cemeteries in the Prohibition era. And that's what really got my engines revving, baby.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There was a little bit of a messy approach with some of these stories that I read about. Like, I'm like, somebody get Ed Gein on the horn, okay, because we've got some digging to do. It turns out that some bootleggers would pop over to cemeteries at night shortly after somebody had been buried because, there's fresh dirt there, right? It's so much easier to dig up. And they would dig up the dirt and they would straight up hide liquor bottles in a fresh cemetery plot. But sometimes there are rumors that sometimes they would even store the bottles inside of a person's coffin that had just been buried. And sometimes, on a rare occasion, inside of the body's cavities themselves. There's rumors of that. I'm just like, imagine you're laying there. You're just resting in peace. And somebody shoves the craziest bottle of liquor up your ass. What do you even do?
I'd say open it.
I picture it kind of like, when people do that like beer can chicken.
Yeah, oh God, totally.
That's all I could think about when I was picturing this.
People were wild though. Like, I mean, we've covered rock gut whiskey, like drinking the whiskey from barrels of bodies, like just wild.
I read about some more stories about that. I didn't include any in this because we've already talked about rock gut whiskey before. But the plots themselves were actually really useful to bootleggers, more so than a coffin, more so than anything else, because they could literally bury crates of alcohol down there.
Shit.
Because, well, think about it. Like, someone's 6 feet under, there's a lot of dirt there. There's plenty of room for a few crates of alcohol.
Yeah. Wow.
The authorities did eventually catch on to this, though. There are police reports. This is like my favorite tidbit from the 1920s, that some of the mausoleums the police went to had more liquor bottles than bodies stored in them.
Amazing.
Because mausoleums in particular there was a lot of hiding spots for them there because they could just put it in the fucking wall, right? But then also they were a really popular trading spot, I guess, for liquor transactions, which all of this comes back to, I guess, the notion that it's easier to get away with hiding something in a situation like that because you're not worried about the police coming, because the cops aren't coming to the cemeteries.
They're not going to go up to someone like, are you trading alcohol? They could be mourning.
Yeah. They could be more. It's like one of those things. I guess that is probably an easier place than not to commit a crime.
Yeah, totally.
And I have some really good articles that I came across, but I'm going to read you my favorite. It's from actually during the Prohibition era, from 1920, November 11th, actually, which was just a few days ago.
Yeah.
And it says, quote, this is from the Sepulpa Herald. It says, sell liquor at quiet cemetery. And I read a lot of articles about this place, so this one got picked up on. Denver, Colorado, November 10th. A bootleg whiskey mart amid the tombstones of a cemetery here is the latest discovery of Denver police and prohibition officers. Among the monuments and memory stones of Riverside Cemetery on the outskirts of the city is located the headquarters of an extensive bootlegging ring, police declare, where the white and granite shafts tower against the beams of the moon. A clique of dealers gather to trade in moonshine and fix the price of booze for the underground trade, according to police officials. For weeks, police and prohibition officers have searched for the headquarters of an extensive bootleg trade. Large stores of white mule and other illicit liquors have been disposed of, it was said, via the underground route, coming to the surface later in much drunkenness on Denver streets and many gay parties in the nearby roadhouses.
The gay parties.
A tip to the police from motorists who travel the Brighton Road led to the discovery that the dark shadows seen flitting about the tombstones were believed to be engaged in the liquor traffic. You're a fucking narc. Let them be in the cemetery selling liquor. Let people have fun.
Please. Why is that a crime?
It goes on to say, quote, there isn't the least doubt but what sales are made, prices arranged, and wholesale operations conducted within the cemetery, declared a police sergeant in charge of one of Denver's substations. The bulls and bears of the cemetery are strong on secrecy, this officer said, and usually turn out the lights and muffle their motors while performing their brokerage transactions in the spooky rendezvous. Police declare that when the price of bootlegs soars in Denver, the manipulation can be traced to the board of directors who hold their midnight sessions in the graveyard. Likewise, when the quotations decline, which is seldom, the cemetery plotters are declared to be responsible. Automobile loads of booze are said to have been exchanged in Riverside Cemetery with only the moon as an eyewitness, and it is facetiously suggested that the widespread insistence that John Barleycorn is dead was the inspiration for the establishment of the liquor curb in the Denver graveyard.
John Barleycorn?
I don't know. That's what they say.
Made up.
I know. Well, maybe it was one of the fake tombstones. Who knows? But
That's true.
I love that this came out in 1920 because I love the way they wrote articles because they just don't do it like it anymore.
I know.
They're taking you on like a journey. I feel like all the old newspapers had more of like a storytelling aspect to the stories versus just reporting these fucking boring facts.
The moon is the only eyewitness is poetic.
Girl, tell that at a slam poetry.
Yeah.
I remember one time you guys made me go to a slam poetry night in Los Angeles. And next thing I know, we're sitting on the stage and just hearing the craziest poems of my life. I'm sorry, I'm not a serious person. I can't be in there. I don't belong in those rooms.
I know.
But I was just like, what you say? What the fuck?
Was that the night that Cisco and I were late and he had to sit on the stage? Like front and center?
I don't remember.
Cross-legged?
This time it was you and me and someone else.
Got it.
Who will not be named.
John Peppercorn or whatever.
Yeah, that was John Pepper Barleycorn. Anyway, okay, so then there's this picture, which I'm going to send you. This is one of my favorite ones. It shows one that almost comes out kind of like a mailbox.
It's like a mailbox.
And they just pull down the front of it, and inside they would stash those liquor bottles in there.
How cool. I want to go to a cemetery and see which one's open. I don't know if that's
We're just
legal.
going around trying to open them all.
Yeah. Just destroying them.
But it's cool because it's like you never really know what you're walking through when you go to a cemetery. And actually, in a very obituary move of me, a very Geoff move, when the champ and I went to that apple orchard, that's why I started telling this story earlier and completely forgot. We stopped at this little Baptist cemetery that was just down the road from it. Don't remember the name of the cemetery, but it was a Baptist cemetery, and it's by the Breeden's orchard. It was really just beautiful old tombstones in there. And I was with the champ and his sister, and she's like, so, because, you know, he knows me at this one. I hope so. And so he sees me like kind of looking at it. He's like, we can go look. And I was like, okay. And so I was like, do you mind? She's like, no, okay. Like, it's daytime at least. Yeah. And so I'm going, and we're like looking at all of them. But it's such like a cool moment because, you know, I feel like people are like, why would I go to a cemetery? Not our people, but like other people are like, why would you go to a cemetery? But then when you go, it's like, she's all of a sudden like hyped. She's like, oh my God, this one's from 18 blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, look at the name on this one. And da, 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 da. And we actually got inspiration for, I think, what will be our wedding cake design from one of the tombstones that was there.
Oh, perfect.
So I'll show you a picture of it, but I gotta keep it under wraps, obviously, for my big wedding debut next year. But
oh, beautiful.
Really, really excited. And I love a cemetery. The next time you're here, I want to take you. I can't wait for you because I'm dying to go. But there's a cemetery over here that is so beautiful and so big and old looking, like right in downtown Nashville. I'm going to go to it.
You're going to go to it. Okay.
I got to go. I've been
Fill
trying
us
to.
in. Maybe vlog it.
Vlog it, sister.
Vlog it. Little Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Don't forget. Both of us have started reading. What's it called? Mothers. It's fucking good. We're both
good.
On chapter 4 right now.
I do feel like it's a little bit of an advanced read for me.
Do you?
All the names?
There's a lot of names, but I also feel like, well, it's a Latin author, and like the stories takes place in Mexico, and so they love a necronym. You know, where there's and so there are multiple characters who share names with other characters. Yeah. Which translates fine on like TV or a movie, but it is a little hard to follow sometimes when you're reading. I'm like, okay,
which Gloria are we talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm like really in it right now.
It is like a whodunit.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is.
So if you haven't already, you can join our book club at patreon.com/cultleader. And that's the book we're reading right now. And this episode is going to come out 2 weeks after we record it. So just so you know, we're probably finished with the book. But this comes out.
Does this come out on Thanksgiving?
It will come out in 2 weeks. Is that Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Because today's not Thanksgiving. Next week's not Thanksgiving. So the week after it must be.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We always come out on Thursdays. And so we have gotten to do. Oh, and well, actually, no, because we're not recording the week of Thanksgiving. So this will come out the week after Thanksgiving.
Hope you had a great one, turkeys.
And the book club's already over. You missed it. Oops. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
All right, girlies. Before I tell you what had me spinning, I want to say, and Spencer, I think that we have similar experiences with this, where like our favorite thing in this world is having people send us topics to research, or like, hey, I thought of you. Like, I think this would be great for the show to dive into. And our friends and family in real life do the same. Yeah. But after 200 something episodes, like there are so many times where I'm like, fuck, man, we've already covered that. Like,
yeah. Oh,
so
all
like,
the time. People will be like, check this out. And I'm like, girl, you think I don't know?
girl, read our book.
Read the fucking book, god damn it.
Yeah.
No, but I know what you're talking about, because sometimes someone will be like, have you heard of this? And I'm like, no. And then I look and I'm like, oh, actually, I have heard of this.
Fully.
Yeah.
But like when we haven't heard of something, it feels like we struck gold.
Oh my God, yes. Well, that's how I felt when Rosie told us about these prohibition coffins. Or prohibition tombstones. I was like, girl, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
Tell me everything. Yeah.
Totally. So, anywho, I was with our friend Alyssa a few nights ago and her husband, Chris.
Jealous. I love her so much.
I know. We talked about you. We miss you.
As you should.
Well, Chris was like, hey, have you seen this or heard of this where these corpses, he was talking about in Ghana, are posed and they're super lifelike. And I'm like, oh,
the
fantasy coffins. Or, oh, Famadiana. Like, I was like naming off all these
news,
things.
We know.
Old news. But I was also like, oh, do you mean extreme embalming? Because we fucking know about that. And that's why I have Mr. Yaki here with me, because one day
he'll be embalmed.
And a portion of our live show a few years ago in Irvine, that was like my whole coffin spinner was extreme embalming. And we've talked about some other cases too. But he proceeded to show me footage of a corpse at a funeral that was extremely embalmed. And to my surprise, I had never seen it.
Oh, we got some new characters to add to the cast, huh?
Yes, the man who was embalmed, I guess, had been a barber in his life, and his whole funeral, he was standing up with clippers in his hand, and people could come underneath the clippers and pose with him.
Love.
I have a note for you that you can open and look at, but I have the video I'm going to send to you right now so you can see it.
Okay. So should I do the video first?
Do the video first. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh my God, I love it. Yes.
I love it.
But damn, let him have a day off.
No, that was his life.
Kidding.
He loved it.
Yeah.
That's how he wanted to be remembered. So anyway, my know-it-all ass had to take a seat because I was like, okay, bitch, you haven't seen everything. And, sit down. And there are plenty more that we have not talked about.
Okay.
I also love, and have to say this, that we love our people that solely listen on audio. But I do love that we have a video component now, because all of these pictures and videos will be up for you to see.
People are loving the YouTube now.
I know.
And actually, I would say that like the videos that we've been putting out now, I feel like people like more than we were together in the same room.
I know.
Which is funny.
Yeah. Maybe too much power in a room together. It just did something.
Oh, it just did something to us.
Just did
or maybe
it.
because we're not recording fucking late at night anymore. Where we're
and feeling drained.
like,
yeah.
What the hell were we even doing?
I know. God.
We just liked it.
We did like it. If we can be together, we're always going to choose to be together. But
True.
I do love, you can go on YouTube, you can go look at this. But also, if you don't want to look at it, which I'm sure there are plenty of you that do not want to see these pictures, stick with the audio. All of it's good.
I want to be surprised, so I'm clicking on the first picture so that I can just swipe as you tell me versus like seeing the whole list of pictures, because I want to really go through this adventure with you.
Okay, good. The first picture is actually of someone alive, so you're not seeing anything crazy yet.
I think I am, and I think I love him because that is a man after my own heart, because he loves cash.
He loves cash. I know. We'll get to him.
Okay,
We will
sorry.
get to him. Also, like I've said, like read our book. We have talked about a couple instances of extreme embalming. One of our favorites was Billy, who we talked about. He was pulled through town to his grave on a motorcycle. And he was dead, but it was incredibly lifelike and wonderful. And one last thing before I get into extreme embalming today, which is my coffin spinner. I love knowing that our video editor is going to see all these pictures.
Uh-oh.
Because he texted us last week and was like, this was my first introduction to Ed Gein with Spencer. And like, I'm absolutely horrified. So he just, Austin, you have to get used to it.
You gotta.
You just got to. All right. So let's get into it. And again, to be clear, these are not ones that we've ever covered. These are all new freaky shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
If it is your first time tuning in, I'm sorry. But for you, extreme embalming is sometimes called theatrical embalming, exotic embalming, posed embalming, or I think it's like metropara or so. It's like the standing
metrosexual.
Metrosexual.
Yep.
It is like a modern-ish twist on funeral presentation, and it kind of gained popularity in the 2000s.
Can I make a request?
Yes.
Let's call it party embalming.
Love it. Party embalming. It
Party
is a
embalming.
party.
It is.
And you know what? I like the freakier and fucking weirder, the better. And I know that goes for you too.
Oh, God. Yeah.
However, after like we go through this stuff today, like I really do feel like most of these were just really respectful, and it was a great send-off. And yeah, it was something that is not the norm and we don't usually see. But like, what if you really did love your career or were known for something and just like wanted to have that last hurrah? I don't know.
What about like a
cool.
microphone, like us holding a microphone?
I know.
Together.
I love it. I love it. And if one of us goes before the other, I have a solution actually in here that I'll talk about.
Cool.
That's actually, it's a great solution.
Perfect.
But yeah, you'll see pictures of some people standing, sitting, posing, writing things, all looking very lifelike. And skilled embalmers need to use things like internal support, special chemicals, steel rods sometimes. And it takes hours upon hours and a lot of skill and a lot of positioning to get people to look incredibly lifelike. It's definitely not like your run-of-the-mill embalming. The corpses need to be, put on stage.
Yeah.
They need to be ready to perform. So the whole goal is to really showcase how the dead lived.
Right.
Like one last cameo. In Puerto Rico, I feel like they really kind of started it all and like made this really popular. And then in Trinidad and Tobago, but it has made appearances everywhere. So let's go on to that first picture you see.
Okay.
That man that you see is Uncle Lionel Batiste.
Okay. Love him.
And he, as you can see, is so incredible looking. He was New Orleans royalty, basically. He was the bass drummer, kazoo player, singer, and co-leader of the world-famous Treme brass band. And I hope I'm saying that right. I tried to translate it. But Treme is like a famous neighborhood in New Orleans that they were named after. And that brass band is iconic. You've covered jazz funerals. You would mostly find them at the jazz funerals, leading them and in parades. But they are iconic, and so was Uncle Lionel Batiste. And I watched some interviews of him, and he really did have this like cool factor. Just even when he talked, he had this swagger. You see this picture, he's got a hat on, he's got a watch, he's got his cane, he's got money dripping off of him. He was just fucking cool and authentic. Like it didn't feel cheesy. Like it was very authentic. He passed away in 2012 at the age of 81. And of course, his funeral was iconic. No one was sitting. It was lively. And most importantly, he wasn't sitting or laying down either. The Charbonnet Funeral Home in New Orleans, the same legends who create those elaborate jazz funerals, asked his family how they wanted him presented. And the family said that they wanted him to be presented as like how he lived. So the embalmers went to work. And when mourners arrived, they did not see a casket. They saw Uncle Lionel himself standing upright.
There he is.
There he is, leaning casually against a streetlight pole, like he was just waiting to, be in a jazz funeral or something. He was dressed in a crisp blazer, a matching hat, his sunglasses, a watch, and you can see his cane in the picture, and his hands are resting upon it.
Love.
NOLA.com wrote about it, and they had quotes from many of the attendees just to give you a picture of how the funeral went. One said, quote, "He looks better today than when I saw him the Thursday before he died," said Storyville Stompers tuba player Woody Penewell. Heaven is agreeing with him. The article went on and said Lionel Batiste Jr. says he made a promise to his father. Quote, "I told him I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to send you off good." That's the kind of guy he was. He had to be an original. And then I do believe, because I found a couple other pictures, you can go, I think I included it in that.
Oh, yeah.
At some point they may have done a jacket change and laid him in his casket, because there are many of him laying there too, which I like. I love that they're options.
Oh, yeah. Love an outfit
He's standing.
change.
That is an outfit change, right? It's completely different.
Uh-huh.
He's standing, he's laying. It's just a whole thing. But by all accounts, it was an incredibly beautiful, respectful, loving experience for everyone in attendance. And I feel like it was really extreme embalming done right. And it made me think, I'm like, what if Michael Jackson did that or something?
Yeah.
How fucking crazy that would have been.
Uh-huh.
I'm not comparing him to Michael Jackson, but
They would have believed that Michael Jackson was dead.
and not on an island somewhere with Tupac.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, God. Okay, but while we're still in New Orleans, that NOLA.com also mentioned something in that article that I had to look into because I thought it was pretty wild, and also a solution. You'll understand why I said that earlier. So they mentioned a man named Ernie K. Doe. Ernie was like Uncle Lionel Batiste. He was an iconic New Orleans native. He was an R&B singer. Some of his songs made it to #1 on the Billboard charts. But he passed away in 2001 at age 68. And I read that he and his wife actually matched at his funeral, which I thought was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
He was in white and silver, and she had a matching thing made. But the funeral was a huge, lively event, but there was no extreme embalming. This will make sense. So his wife, following his death, had this crazy lifelike mannequin built of him. And it lived in their nightclub as a fixture for everyone to see and to still have his presence there. And I included the picture of his wife, Antoinette.
Okay. Let me see.
And his mannequin.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I mean,
so
it's a beautiful picture, but he's the mannequin kind of scary looking.
Kind of scary looking, kind of creepy. But okay, what's creepier to me, but also kind of cool, and what we could do, when his wife Antoinette passed, that mannequin attended her funeral.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Not extreme embalming, but I think it fits well because I feel like in my gut, if he could have been extreme embalmed,
he would have gone for it. Yeah,
he would have.
Hell
so
yeah,
that's her posing with it. But yeah, it attended her funeral in his place.
That's gonna be me next to a mannequin of you, just
next
still
year.
Got my girly. I said next to a mannequin of you.
Oh, I thought you said next year. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere.
We don't know.
Okay. True.
Could be me.
Who knows? Hopefully it's neither. Isn't that sad to think that there will be a time, even if it's a short time, that we won't be on this earth together?
I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, they got to if they're taking one, they got to take the other.
You got to take both. God. if you're listening, if you're
Please
a Geoff,
do that for us. Come on.
If you're going to do one thing for us, let it be that we die at the same time.
Yeah, come on. All right, next we have Eduardo Velasquez. But we're leaving New Orleans and we're heading to where extreme embalming really took off, which is Puerto Rico. This guy, Eduardo, he worked for an ambulance company in Puerto Rico, and he spent his whole life behind the wheel of this ambulance. It was his job, it was his pride, it was his identity. He was just committed to this role. I believe that his death was accidental. I read somewhere like there was an accident between him and a friend messing around with a gun, and he died. Allegedly, I don't know if that's confirmed. Most of the articles were in Spanish and kind of hard to translate.
Okay.
Anyway, he passed in 2010. His friends and family wanted to send him off in a way that fit best, and they ended up seating him in the driver's seat of his ambulance for his wake. And you can see the picture if you swipe.
Chillin'.
Okay, he's dressed in his uniform with his hat on, sunglasses, one elbow kind of resting on the window, the other's on the steering wheel. He's just doing his job, okay? I don't know what the big fuss is about. While you people are here, I'm just doing my job. But it was exactly how he lived, always on the move in his ambulance. And his viewing is actually considered the fourth documented case of what the Puerto Rican funeral home calls an exotic wake.
I mean, damn.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell. Similarly, we have Victor Perez Cardona.
Wait, imagine an ambulance pulls up and that's the driver. I'd be like, girl.
It is a little Weekend at Bernie's.
Well, how many people have died in that ambulance? Probably.
I know.
Yeah. Not the first dead body in there.
I've seen some ambulance drivers that look like that.
Girl, sometimes
chillin'.
Sometimes they're giving dead.
Sometimes they're giving dead.
Giving
I know.
Corpse.
Giving corpse. So similarly, we have Victor Perez Cardona, and he was a 73-year-old taxi driver in Puerto Rico. He drove the same cab for 15 years. It was like his second home. He unfortunately passed away of cancer. You went ahead, didn't you? But before he did, he had a burial request. He wanted to take his final trip behind the wheel of his taxi.
Girl, me and Vic had the same car. That's the car I moved to LA in.
Is that the one you
that Toyota Corolla?
Is that the one you shit in?
Girl, yeah. He looks absolutely terrifying. I'm sorry. I always want to be respectful. But he looks like a scary 1940s reporter dummy. That's
that Sharon's Noble or what's that thing? That lady on the boat that takes you to the dead.
That's Sharon. That's her boat.
Okay, let me explain this to the listeners.
Okay.
He's propped up in the driver's seat of his cab. His hands are gripping the steering wheel.
Holding on for life and death, honey.
He's on his way to heaven. His hands, gripping the steering wheel. He's dressed in a button-down shirt, a fedora, and a tie. And I guess some of the guests even would climb into the taxi with him to take one last ride.
And there's a funeral wreath in the back seat.
Yes. It's going on the journey.
He's going home.
God.
Damn, I love all the different angles though. And
don't you love that?
I'm so sorry for him. It's just
you're not sorry.
He looks like a dummy.
I know.
Not in the dumb way, but in the mannequin way. He looks like a dummy.
The phone number on there is 6666.
I'm calling it. Pick me up, girl.
Pick me up, Victor. Vicky boy. Okay, I do have to say, all of these cases that I've seen, the people always either have their eyes closed or they have sunglasses on.
Yes.
And of course,
they are dead.
They are dead, and the eyes are such a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Except for this one.
Oh, no.
We have Fernando de Jesus Diaz Bito.
He looks alive.
Well, the first picture, don't swipe yet.
Oh, sorry.
He was a young man in Puerto Rico also. He was tragically shot in 2016, and he was only 26 years old. He was shot outside of his house 15 times.
Damn.
But instead of laying him in a casket, they had him seated upright in a chair. And so the first picture you're going to see is him alive.
Got it. Okay, I was going to say this is the most lifelike one I've ever seen. His eyes look alive, but he was.
Yeah,
okay.
He looks great in that. So don't swipe yet.
Okay.
He's sitting there. He's extremely embalmed. I just don't want you to see it yet. He's extremely embalmed. He sat in a chair, just a little, kind of like he just had gotten home from work and is like
sitting. You just made
the
craziest noise. You just.
Perfect. I'm being extreme embalmed as we speak. And he's like sitting there in his clothes. He has glasses, but they're not sunglasses. But he was the first wake that this funeral home ever did where they embalmed the body and had the eyes open.
Okay.
So now swipe. You can see.
Okay.
I think he looks great.
Yeah.
Like comparing it to his alive pictures.
Yeah,
I'm like,
hold on.
How did they do that with the eyeballs? If maybe they're fake?
He does look good. His skin, everything looks really good.
I know. They did a great job.
Damn.
His family said that they wanted him to look exactly like he did in life, which I think that they nailed. And the funeral home even said they modeled him after he usually sat in the living room.
It's interesting because that's one of the first ones that looks so lifelike, maybe because his eyes are open. But that's the first one where I'm like, if I walked into a funeral and saw somebody that I know embalmed like that, then I'd be scared, I think, a little bit. Or I think it'd maybe be really upsetting because he looks so alive.
I know. Like, why are you looking at me?
Yeah. I'd say put googly eyes on me.
Just stick them on.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like,
God. Okay. I have one last one.
Okay.
And this guy is Che Lewis. He was 29 years young. This is from Trinidad and Tobago. He and his dad were murdered, and they were murdered in their sleep by gunmen. I don't really know. I didn't dive into the whole story of that. But he didn't have a coffin. Instead, he was extreme embalmed, and he was sat upright in a straight back chair, and the chair was strapped to the bed of a hearse. It was like a hearse that looked like an El Camino, or like a truck. And they drove him around town like he was still living. He had a suit, a tie, sunglasses.
Oh my gosh.
He looks good,
He does look good, yeah. They got the TV, the speakers back there.
Oh, they got it all. But apparently I read that when they got to the church was like, you're not bringing him in.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just alleged or what, but the next picture you see is him sitting outside of the church.
They wouldn't let him in?
I think because he's strapped to that chair. I don't know.
No, those doors are wide open. They could have let him in.
I know. I don't know. But I think he looks great.
He does look great.
That pink looks good on him, too.
Good color.
Yeah. So there you have it. And there are plenty more.
Damn.
Plenty more. Just get wilder and wilder.
Well, I'm excited to see more of those in the future.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled.
I will. I'll keep them open.
Embalmed
or not.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, amazing.
Amazing.
Thank
Love
you for
it.
those. Requesting a part 3.
Oh, easy.
Well, one thing that can probably be said is that if your loved ones cared enough to embalm you, they most certainly cared enough to give you an obituary.
Certainly.
And it's time for that. This was a random stumble upon in an old newspaper. I was reading about something else for a cult leader. I was reading about a certain case, and then part of the article was on a different page, and I went to it, and that was also where the obituaries are.
Okay.
And so, if I see the word obituary, I'm like, I'm reading. This is from the Parsons Sun, Saturday, January 16th, 1954, from Parsons, Kansas. And it says, Columbus, Ohio. Quote, Dismal winter rain beat against the walls of Ohio Penitentiary last night as a plump, gray-haired grandmother died in the electric chair.
Oh my God.
Mrs. Dovey Blanche Dean, 55, convicted of murdering her husband by slipping rat poison into his milk, died silently and with downcast eyes. The state contended she killed him for his $27,000 estate.
Oh my God.
Her husband of 4 months.
Wow. Why'd they have to explain her like plump and...
Girl, she was.
Yeah.
A spade's a spade. They called it.
And she's a bad girl.
She's no longer with us, but she went out, man.
Damn.
I know.
Well,
the headline.
And what year was that from?
1954, and the headline said, "Murderess 55 dies in silence."
God. It's weird to hear about it from that long ago.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. You don't hear about women in the electric chair.
You don't hear about, no one talks about the electric chair anymore.
I know.
Bring it back.
Bring it back for some people.
Some people need it.
Yeah.
Including
some people
us.
Are asking for it. I know.
Turn it all the way down, but I feel like I could use a little jolt.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I could too. I know.
We should put dog collars on us, those bark collars, and try it.
That we can control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. All right. I have a woman named Peggy Hopkins Joyce. She was famous.
It sounds familiar, her name.
I had never heard of her. This is from 1957 from the Hartford Courant. It says, New York, June 12th. Peggy Hopkins Joyce, dazzling blonde Ziegfeld Foley's girl, whose beauty won her a series of millionaire husbands, died today of throat cancer.
Oh.
The famed glamour girl of the 1920s was married 6 times, 5 times to men of wealth, and once to a count. She claimed to have been engaged 50 times.
Hell yeah.
Miss Joyce has been reticent about her age, but she was believed to be about 62.
I love that.
When first married in 1910, she said she was 15. She died in Memorial Hospital for cancer and allied diseases, which she had entered June 1st. At her bedside during her fatal illness was her 6th husband, Andrew C. Meyer, and a retired banker of New York and Woodbury, Connecticut. Okay, so...
Love her. She's an icon.
Peggy goes down in history as one of the most infamous gold diggers. There's many articles written about her. Actually, this obituary goes on and goes into her life. But she was rich because of all these men that she married. And a quote of hers at the end of this, she even published a book called Transatlantic Wife about everything. I know. And she was in dozens of moving pictures or cinema, but she had so much money, so much jewelry, and she said, quote, a domestic pet which can be nourished with checks, which can be tamed with jewels, and of which can be rid of with alimony. That's how she described herself. I love it.
Love her.
I know.
A gal's
Rest
gal.
in peace. I know. Fuck yeah.
I love a gold digger when they're glamorous. And I
too.
love a woman who lies about her age, and I'll defend them till the end of the time. Just like beautiful people, I'll defend them.
Defend them. And a woman scorned has
God.
my vote.
Speaking
Always.
of a woman scorned, we got to move on to the next segment because I've got a fucking story for you.
Okay.
We have spun in our coffins.
We have bitched our obituaries.
Means it's time for some dumb
ass
criminals. This is from Boston 25 News.
Okay.
Somebody actually, I believe, sent this one to us. And I don't know if I wrote down your name, so I'm so sorry. But this is from Geneseo, Illinois. It says, quote, an Iowa woman was arrested after police in northwestern Illinois discovered her between the interior walls of a business.
Oh. How did that happen?
Girl, let me send you a picture found in between the walls.
Oh, no.
According to a news release from the Geneseo Police Department, Kaylee Alexis Ann Gotch, 26, of Davenport, was arrested on November 5th, charged with burglary, felony criminal damage to property, and criminal trespass to property. And then the press release from the Illinois Police Department says, quote, on November 5th at approximately 5:24 p.m., a business owner on the 100 block of South State Street reported hearing a loud noise originating from the ceiling or attic area of their business. Officers from the police department responded and conducted a search of the interior for approximately 17 minutes. And during that search, officers also heard a noise but were unable to determine its exact source. Officers cleared the scene at 5:52 p.m. after no additional noise could be located. At approximately 6:10, the complainant reported hearing additional suspicious noises coming from a different area of the business. Officers returned to the scene and began checking not only their business, but another business on the same block. Officers reported hearing whispering and movement coming from inside structure areas around them.
That's so scary.
At 6:36 p.m., officers were able to make voice contact with an individual, determined that a person was located between interior walls of a business. The Fire Protection District was dispatched and assisted with safely removing the individual from between the walls. An investigation revealed that multiple businesses had sustained damage to potential access points on their shared roof structures.
How scary. Like,
Bitch,
someone's in the walls. I know
how
it.
fucking embarrassing would it be to not only be pulled out of a wall, like, because you were burglarizing, but to have just soot covering your face.
Covering your face, you dumbass.
No, they're a scoundrel.
Oh, they're a low down, dirty one. Yeah. Oh,
Dumbass
yeah.
for sure, though.
Okay, I have one from the 1900s. It's from the Post Standard 1900. And I read this and was like, this is so fucking stupid. And like the crimes back then, are you kidding me? Okay. It says, woman arrested in Syracuse case gave fictitious name and address. Miranda Boyle of Madrid Street, Lawrence County.
Honey, if my last name was Boyle, I'm changing it too.
I know. Has been caused considerable annoyance as the result of the publication of the details of a case which occurred in this city a few weeks ago, in which a woman was arrested for taking a roll of ribbon from the store of E.W. Edwards and Son on December 16th, gave a name and address similar to hers. The woman arrested served a few days in the penitentiary, but was released at the request of a man who represented himself as her brother and who said he resided in St. Lawrence County. The real Mrs. Miranda Boyle of Madrid Street, Lawrence County, says she is the only person of that name in the place and that she has never been in Syracuse in her life. She is at a loss to know why the woman arrested would have given her name and address. So a woman was arrested for stealing a roll of ribbon and put in the penitentiary for days.
Her up.
Locked her up, but then gave a fake name and address. And this woman has no connection to her. It's like, why?
Damn.
It's so dumb. I felt so dumb. I'm like, you're reporting on a roll of ribbon and you put her in jail?
Slow news week. Slow arrest quota week, probably.
I guess so.
I guess.
Like, God, come to 2025, honey.
Girl, they're out here
no
doing
clue.
crimes.
I know. Smashing and grabbing.
Oh my God, I saw a video of a girl driving into an Ulta the other day during a police chase, and she just drove straight through it.
Does she pick up new foundation or something?
I don't know. She got Ariana Grande perfume.
Ariana Grande.
Remember you worked at, didn't you work at Ulta?
I never worked at for Ulta, but I would have to go in there with other brands.
Because that's when they were doing all the smash and grabs at Ulta too.
Yeah.
They would just come in. Yeah, you saw them. That's what I remember.
And
Girl, they were out there.
None of my business.
I'm not stopping it.
Are you kidding me? That's not my job.
No, ma'am. Oh, shit. All right. Well, that's all we've got for you this week, but we'll be back next week with some more coffin spinners.
And obituaries.
And dumb
ass criminals.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.